I just love JoJo Siwa's channel. She's just so inspirational. I love her bow. She's so good at enunciating. What is this? Advertisement for the Taylor Swift sale. Only $1,000? That's a steal. If there's Taylor Swift in the name, then yeah, worth it. Alright, the Taylor Swift sale. Let's try it out. Let's see how it works. What? That is so weird. I kind of like it. This was a good purchase. Dang, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be giving this a great Amazon review. Dang, it's kind of a bit loud though. Let me turn it down a little bit. There we go, that's perfect. Anyways, welcome back to Zword, guys. My name is Tyler Cedarwall, also known as Attacking Toucans, also known as Tall Money, also known as Lil Tall. Today we're gonna start off with the Diamond Step platform. I think this is one of the coolest islands of the game. I like how there's a stream that just goes down several different sections of it. It's like, this is the landscaping island. Somebody came here who was a master landscaper and just put in this wonderful like stream that goes to a pond at the end. So cool. I've always been really interested in landscaping. I think it's so unique what people can do with it. Someday I really want to invest money into making like a really cool backyard. It'd be really cool to make a video game themed backyard. Okay, so I have this idea for a show. So I grew up watching a lot of the HGTV, like the show where they build houses and do house remodels and all that type of stuff, because my dad did construction growing up, so we just watched a lot of that because that's what construction dads do. And I grew up doing tons of construction. Like, I worked full-time with my dad during the summers doing construction until I was like 19 years old. I've helped build like hundreds of decks and stuff. And I kind of want to take that knowledge I have and eventually do an HGTV style show, but do it on YouTube instead. This would have to be like once I get a budget or something, if I ever have enough money to be able to like make things come to life. But I think it'd be really cool to build a house that was the perfect house for gamers. Okay, for example, one idea I have. So I'm really into rhythm games like Dance Dance Revolution. I thought it'd be really cool, like in a house, to have a button where you press it and then the floor opens up and a Dance Dance Revolution pad comes out. Like, how sick would that be? And I have like a lot of ideas. I don't want to spoil all of them, but since I've spent so much time like doing construction type stuff, I've just been like thinking of and compiling ideas. So if someday, if I have money, I can build like a really cool gamer house. So I think that'd be a really interesting TV series or a show. So this is a maze of jars. I forget which one we're supposed to go into. And if you go in the wrong one, it takes you all the way back to the entrance. Dang it. Yep, that was wrong. The worst part too is I think the floor masters respawn, which is super dumb. At least we know this is the right pot. The pots stay. They don't like switch up every single time. It stays consistent. And the other sad thing about this is it stays consistent like every single time you play the game. And I've played through this maze like twice in the past few months, and I still seem to be forgetting the way through here. My memory is terrible. Alright, due to the process of elimination, no, this is the correct pot after going down the wrong 2 pots. If one of these pots grew hair, would we rename it Harry Potter? Harry Potter, Harry Potter. Harry Potter Puppet Pals, the mysterious ticking noise, was the very first YouTube video I ever watched. I remember I was in 7th grade in junior high. It's probably this one. This is my guess. Yeah, I remember being in science class and one of the kids was like, "Yo, have you heard of YouTube?" And I was like, "No, what's that?" But he's like, "Yeah, I'll show you what YouTube is." And he showed me Harry Potter Puppet Pals. And I never even seen Harry Potter at that time. We finally found the power bracelets! Yes! Okay, that pretty much opens up the rest of the game for us, except for Tower of the Gods. It's crazy. Still one more treasure chest in here, though. Yeah, so I remember him showing me Harry Potter Puppet Pals, and I thought that was so cool. And then I made my very first YouTube channel, which, if I remember correctly, I named Hello Moto 1993-13. Because 1993 is when I was born. I was 13 years old at the time, and I had a Motorola phone. I only kept that account for a little bit, but That'd be cool. What is the first, if you guys can remember, what is the first YouTube video you ever remember watching? No! All right, not today. But yeah, back in the days of YouTube, back when I first found it, there wasn't a whole lot to watch. So whenever you found a good video, you would watch it over and over again. Like Charlie the Unicorn, I used to watch that stuff over and over. I watched Charlie the Unicorn was my shit back in the day. That's all there is in here. Can we just leave? Oh, let's just go through one of these pots and have it teleport us back. Also, let me go ahead and show you guys what getting the power bracelets opened up for us. Let's turn the map back on. Not a whole lot. We're now able to do the Savage Labyrinth on Outside Island. And wait, what is this? Oh, we can also pick up the pig if we want to do that. We can go to Headstone Island or Stonewatcher Island. And I guess that's it. It doesn't open up a whole lot of things for us to do. Oh yeah, we can also enter the Earth Temple. Duh, that's a big thing we can do. All right. So we finally found those power bracelets. Which, if you want to get your mind dirty, they could also be really expensive cock rings. Why does my mind always go there? Because I'm a fucked up individual who has spent way too much time on the internet. That is why. Don't tell me that any of you are better than me. I'm sure all of you. Oh, dang. Did you guys see that trick shot? That was accidental, but that worked out. All right, now approaching Stonewatcher Island. Not to be confused with Stoned Watcher Island. Whenever I had people send me pictures of them watching my videos, there was 3 people who sent me pictures of them smoking a joint while watching my video. And I was like, does being high make my videos any funnier? And they were like, nah, it doesn't matter if I'm high or not. Your videos are still hilarious, fam. And I was like, aw, bae. All right, let's go ahead and see what's down here. I honestly forget. I don't know if there's like a dungeon or if it's just gonna straight up give it to us. Nope, it is a dungeon. Another enemy gauntlet. Hopefully we get some moblins or pea hats. We need more golden feathers and skull necklaces. I think we need 3 more golden feathers and 7 more skull necklaces. Every single time these guys awaken, they go, oh. And I just want to like take their sound effect and put it into Gangnam Style. Oh, 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 oh. These guys go crazy whenever you hit them. They're like, my booty. They only have 1 butt cheek. Isn't that sad? What if we had just 1 butt cheek? Like all humans just had like 1 big round bubble. There was no separation between. I guess then we really would be, everybody would have a bubble butt. But then if people got really fat butts, their butts would look extra weird, I feel. But that separation is really important. I mean, it obviously is really important because that's how like your legs separate into 2. Yeah, we have our grappling hook out. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution to the Church of Attacking Toucans. I appreciate everything you've done for the congregation. Now I must kill you. So, last episode, I said that I was pretty OCD when playing video games, and the fact that I liked to collect everything you possibly can in the game. And some people were like, you're not really OCD, because if you were, you would have to break open every single one of those orbs and collect every single item from them. And yeah, you're right. Whenever I say I'm OCD, I'm not like a prescribed OCD. Do these give us golden feathers? I forget. No, they don't. Ooh! I guess we could use, I always forget about my light arrows. What's wrong with me? But yeah, I'm not like diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder or anything. When I say that I'm OCD, it's more so like my own mental thought process. I don't know if there's a better way to portray that, because I'm not like super obsessive. I just, like for example, I like always having my space around me clean. I like making sure everything that I do looks nice and tidy and whatever. I guess you could just say I'm a clean, I don't know. Like I'm not completely OCD, but I don't know what other word to describe kind of wanting things to be done really well or to complete things. I'm not a doctor or psychologist, so I don't know if there's like a separate term for that. It probably is, which if you guys can educate me, I would really appreciate it. That's why I love the comments, because you guys, like, I learned so much from you guys, honestly. Making these videos is a great learning experience. For example, I also learned from you guys that if you combine the Earth Temple theme and the Wind Temple theme, or the melodies that you learn to play with your Wind Waker, if you combine those, that's what makes the official soundtrack for this game, which I didn't know that. Dang it, how did I miss that? Come on. Jeez, what's taking you so long? Just hit me, baby, one more time. Ouch. Bruh. Yeah, speaking of like obsessive compulsive disorder and therapists and stuff, has anybody else been watching Shane Dawson's documentary about Jake Paul? First off, I just want to say it's really, really good. At first, I wasn't really okay with it because I wasn't liking the fact that Shane was giving Jake Paul a platform to like show who he is or whatever, which I wasn't like mad or anything. I was just like, really, you should probably pick another YouTuber that deserves it more. But after watching him more, I started to realize that Jake Paul isn't as bad of a person as we all perceived him to be. I mean, I don't think he's a great person by any means. I think he's very attention seeking and very power hungry, I guess is the best way to describe it. But I'm not sure if he's a sociopath or a terrible person. I think he's just the type of person who, whenever a camera is put on him, he feels like he needs to be doing something interesting. And since he ended up getting like so many viewers from Vine and stuff, he probably had a lot of pressure to continuously like up himself. And I know a lot of people have been like, I feel weird for saying this, but I'm kind of happy that Shane has changed my mind on Jake. It's pretty much like a character. Like back when I used to make my YouTube videos, attacking toucans used to be way more of a character. I used to be way more energetic in my videos back in say 2012, 2013. The man intros used to be so high energy, I can't even watch them now because I was like, hey guys, attacking toucans here. And I just watch those now and I'm like, you need to smoke 20 blunts and chill the fuck out, Tyler. But it was just a character pretty much, like an energetic, super enthusiastic character. And whenever I took a break from YouTube for about a year and a half or so, or from my channel, I like really analyzed myself and how I wanted to portray myself to the internet. And I think while taking that break, I sort of found a good halfway point to where I can still, where attacking toucans is more representative of who I am as a person instead of being this like enthusiastic character. Because now I think back in the past, people liked it when people were like enthusiastic and acted as characters and stuff in their YouTube videos. But as we're moving forward, I've noticed people like videos being more down to earth and relatable and stuff. So since I've noticed that change, I've tried to take advantage of that to allow myself to be more natural and to act more like I would around like my friends or my family or whatnot. I mean, for these videos, I do still act a little bit crazier than I normally would, but for the most part, it's more natural, and I think it's better that way. Here it is, 39. Went a little bit too far. Wow! He was waiting for me in that pause menu. Okay, if you come back for me, I'm going to have to kill you. Oh, okay, you're asking for it. Sorry, bub, but you're going down. Good night. Hopefully we can dig this up before the ship shoots me. Before the ship shoots me. Dang, that was backwards. What? Oh, it's still further away. Yay, more poopies. I don't know why it's funny to call those poopies. It just is, okay? It's like the only time where I feel like a poop joke is funny. Even though it's not even a poop joke. It's just me saying rupee with the P at the front. But it works out. It works out. Oh! Woo. That was some good aim. Something else I want to talk about is in the last episode, I talked about how I didn't care too much if the government like spies on me or whatnot, and lots of people were saying they got kind of upset because they're like, people like you are what's gonna end up having the government take control of us, like your thought process. And I was definitely exaggerating. I do not want the government to like spy on my every move. Sometimes when I'm commentating, I'll just kind of like talk out of my ass without thinking of the repercussions. But no, if there was ever like any legislation or any voting on whether the government could have certain information, I would always vote no. I don't think the government should know anything about us, and I don't think we would be any safer if they did. I think it would be for the worse if they took away more of our privacy. If anything, I think they deserve less of our information, because why do they get to be such a big part of our lives? I saw this video a few days ago on Facebook, which like, right, who uses Facebook anymore? Grandpas? I'm a grandpa AF, guys. But it was about China and how they have this thing called a social credit score, which is kind of like your financial credit score, but it's based on social aspects. So they use information like face recognition technology, similar to how Amazon does their grocery stores. Like whenever you walk into one of the automated grocery stores, how it recognizes you and then watches what you put in your cart and adds up the total, and you can just walk out, so you don't have to check out anymore. Similar to that, but the government is always watching you, and based on the things you do and how you spend your money and like where you go and such, it gives you a social credit score. So for example, if you buy more alcohol than somebody else, your social credit score goes down. The government will view you as less of an asset to society. And that kind of stuff is scary. I do not want the world to get into that, because that is like for sure complete Big Brother type shit. And the government should never have that much power. But and it's crazy to think that that's even possible. But we're seeing it even in America with grocery stores already. That type of system is one of those things that gets slowly put into place to make people kind of used to it happening. Another similar discussion point is people question, say if companies wanted to put microchips in you to like help you with everyday tasks a bit more, would you do it? Would you allow, like say Apple, would you let an Apple put a chip in you that maybe like reads your vitals, helps you like stay healthy and whatnot? Or I can't really think of examples, but I'm sure eventually companies will be trying to sell microchips that make us even more like cyborgs. Would you guys do it? Do you think that's a good idea? For me, I'm like really skeptical, because like that could end up having us being taken over by these microchips, or that could pretty much be selling your soul in a way. But at the same time, I might do that if it existed, and here's why. Oh, the submarine chart. This shows us where the submarines are. But here's why I would do it. So the only reason why is, even if it did go wrong, I think that the fact that we have access to that kind of technology today, this just shows us where the submarines are. We've already done all the submarines, I think, though. Here, one second. I'll finish this conversation once we get to the next island. But I think this is the last reef that we did, so all the reefs are now complete. Congratulations to us. Oh dang, when you teleport to Dragon Roost, it puts you pretty much on top of the treasure chart. Silver rupee. Starting to stack these rupees up. Most of the rupees we collect from here on out we'll be able to keep, because I think there's only one more triforce chart we need to have interpreted for us. Alright, here we are in the very top right-hand corner of the map at Overlook Island, which is another island we can do now that we have the hookshot. Yeah, going back to the whole like microchip conversation. So the only reason I would allow them to like install a microchip in me, first off, I wouldn't do it like right away. I'd probably wait a few years for it to become a little bit more safe and tested. But the reason I would allow people to do it to me is because people lived on this earth for hundreds of years. No, hundreds. What am I talking about? Like, well, we don't know exactly for sure, but potentially hundreds of thousands to millions of years. And people were primitive, didn't have access to like any form of technology whatsoever. And since we're the first generation to ever be able to have access to that kind of technology, I think I would do it just because of the privilege that we have to be able to have access to that kind of technology, even if it does end up killing me in the long run. I think it would be a sacrifice I'd be willing to take. Kind of like moving to space. Like, I would be willing to try moving to space just to see what it's like. Yeah, I might die or something, but I mean, for science. Come on. Also, speaking of science, I remember like a long time ago, I did an intro. I think I said if the video got a certain amount of thumbs ups, I would donate my arm to science or something. I haven't looked at that video since, but I wonder if the video ever reached it. Here, I'll put a screenshot on the video now so you guys can see. We'll have to find out. But like I said, I don't think I'm like special enough. I don't think my life is important enough to where I'm like, no, I would never do something that's life altering like that. Like, people in the past have gone to war and sacrificed their lives over shit that doesn't matter whatsoever, and it didn't benefit them whatever. They were fighting for other people. So for me personally, I feel like that's the one thing that I'd be like, you know what? Even if I end up losing my freedom in the long run, I feel like that would be just such a cool, such a cool thing to go through. And plus, it would probably really help you out. I'm sure in the future, if you don't end up having these like microchips or anything put inside you, you're gonna fall behind the rest of the humans, because everybody's gonna be so much more evolved than you if you don't, and they're just gonna be way superior than you if you don't do the stuff that they're doing. I was kind of scared to think about, but I know I'm not too afraid of change. Oh, he's stuck behind there. Kill him, please. Dang it. Okay, you're done, sir. Please leave the vicinity. And fine, I'll break open the orb for you OCD people. I don't mean to break your OCD like that. Sometimes I don't break the orbs open because I know there's nothing good for me inside of them. So I like already used the grappling hook to like get the trinkets out of them. I'm like, I don't need to waste the time breaking those open. I try to play a little bit more swiftly so we can accomplish more per episode. But I totally understand the mindset behind getting upset about that. Okay, let's kill them both before they can make the enemies appear. Dang it. And, oh, okay, just choose. Not too bad. Did I kill him? No, I didn't. Where's he at? Let me at him. Bye, bish. Let's kill these boogers. You little boogers. You're probably friends with the booger kid, aren't you? I'm sure they are. They're in cahoots with the booger kid. So nasty. That's so nasty. If I ever like say something in a video that you guys have like no clue what I'm talking about, you're like, what is he going on about? It's probably because I'm like referencing a song or like quoting a song lyric. Every once in a while, like I'll say something or see something that reminds me of a song, and I'll just like quote random song lyrics that make kind of no sense. But in my opinion, it's not any different than like quoting a TV show or a meme or anything. Oh, there's one more of these guys. And then I think after fighting all these enemies, we have to fight, is it 4 or 8 Dark Nuts? It's just 4 of them. Okay, not too bad. I love fighting Dark Nuts though. Just because the action command is so cool in this game. You get to see all these cool moves. It's like how Twilight Princess started doing like all the cool hidden skills. That's like one of my favorite things about Twilight Princess is the hidden skills. Also, lots of people have been asking me if I'm going to do a Twilight Princess randomizer. Currently, a Twilight Princess randomizer doesn't exist. Well, it kind of does, but not an item randomizer. There's an entrance randomizer, which randomizes all like the entrances to everything, but that's not as interesting in my opinion. If I was to do an entrance randomizer, I'd probably just stream it on my Twitch channel, because my Twitch channel is pretty much where I do things if I don't think it'd be good enough for a YouTube series, or not necessarily good enough, but like making a YouTube series takes a lot of time, so the idea has to be worth the time investment for me to do it on YouTube. But hopefully Twilight Princess Randomizer will exist. And the reason why I'm not doing Majora's Mask Randomizer after this quite yet is because I'm still hoping that they're going to be releasing a better version of it. Because right now the Majora's Mask Randomizer is pretty old and there's a lot of issues with it. For example, the heart pieces aren't included in the randomizer, which I think is like a big part of the randomizer in my opinion. Most of the cutscenes aren't cut out. It's still kind of buggy, like the logic behind the randomization isn't very good, so sometimes you have to like learn how to do glitches or skips that take more practice, that like bomb hover and stuff that I don't know how to do. And also, if I remember correctly, whenever you collect an item, it still shows you the item that you normally collect. Like for example, say you're getting the bunny hood, it would still show you receiving the bunny hood, and then it would give you a different item that you would have to go through your inventory and search through your inventory until you see like, what did I get? Oh, I got this. And it requires like it requires you to pay a lot more attention. So I'm really hoping that they update it to be as like professional as Zooter is. So that's why I'm holding off. I think with how popular these randomizers are getting, we'll eventually get a better one, and once it comes out, I will definitely do it. But until then, I think Zooter 2 would be more interesting until that comes out. But I got a lot of questions about that, so I felt like I should address it. But in the meantime, there's still other good games for randomization. For example, something that's even more popular than Zooter is a Link to the Past randomizer. So I'll probably end up doing that after Zooter 2. I need to practice a Link to the Past a bit more before I do that, but yeah, that's the plan. Did I ever get the treasure chart treasure here? I think I did. Also, I can't believe we did all of that just for a golden feather. What a waste of time. Now we only need 2 more golden feathers. We're almost there, guys. So close. Alright, to end off this episode, we are going to get one last treasure chart treasure. Oh, hello, shark. Sharky shark. In the next episode, we're either going to do the Savage Labyrinth on Outside Island, or we're going to do the Earth Temple. So, in the comments, let me know what you would rather see next episode. Earth Temple, or the Savage Labyrinth. Ending it with a skull necklace. At least it's the trinket we need. Let's be optimistic about this. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot. And let's go ahead and turn that Taylor Swift sail back on. Trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh! Oh, yeah. Trouble, trouble.